She saw me walking through the mall and fell in love. She was like, "Oh, look at
She's
you."
like, look, he's so cute, so handsome.
And I was like, "What's up, girl?" You know what I mean?
When recalling the first encounter with the woman who would become his wife, Cedric the Entertainer still smiles with his own signature warmth, with a fleeting glance through the crowded shopping mall, a playful banter. And then, nearly 3 decades passed by, hands still held tight. In Hollywood, where broken marriages happen so often they become the norm, a couple making it through 27 years together is truly a beautiful miracle. The glittering spotlights, the long, grueling tours, the fame, the fortune, the crushing pressure of celebrity life. So many stars achieve success, but lose their families along the way. Yet, for Cedric the Entertainer, his story rode a completely different path. After nearly 3 decades, he didn't just anchor a lasting career in showbiz, but also protected a lifelong devotion, a peaceful home, and 3 grown children amidst the chaotic world of Hollywood. Perhaps the most admirable part isn't the roaring laughter he brings to the stage, but the fact that after all those years, there is still a warm embrace waiting for him to come home. So how did that 27-year marriage truly begin? To find the answer, we have to look back to the early 1990s, long before Cedric the Entertainer became a household name. At the time, Cedric Antonio Kyles had just taken a massive leap of faith, walking away from his stable job at State Farm Insurance and substitute teaching to pursue the fragile, unpredictable world of stand-up comedy. Between 1993 and 1995, while hosting BET's Comic View, Cedric crossed paths with Lorna Wells. While he joked about her falling for him instantly, the bond they forged from that moment on was entirely real. They began dating seriously in 1995 and tied the knot on September 3, 1999. Back then, Cedric was far from a Hollywood heavyweight. Major milestones like the original Kings of Comedy and Barbershop were still in the future. He was simply a grinding comedian doing local tours and small roles. His future was still an unshaped question mark. Meanwhile, Lorna worked behind the scenes in the wardrobe department for late 90s shows like Muppets Tonight and City Guys. A real OG from LA, Lorna was naturally low-key, entirely detached from the typical Hollywood glitter. Together, they quietly built their foundation while Cedric was still wrestling with his career, welcoming their first child, Croy, in 2000. What sets this relationship apart from ordinary Hollywood romances is its pure sincerity. Lorna loved Cedric long before the fame. She was never interested in the spotlight or social media hype. Their bond was famously described as sincere, direct, purposeful, focusing purely on being a real couple rather than maintaining a celebrity image. Lorna married a small-stage comedian with an uncertain future, loving the human being before the world ever knew the entertainer. Her devotion was rooted in selfless support through hardships, not the selfish pursuit of status. So what allowed this marriage to survive and stay anchored when the heavy tide of Hollywood fame, money, and pressure finally hit? The secret is shockingly simple, yet incredibly rare in the entertainment industry. They chose to strip away the glitz of showbiz the moment they crossed their own doorstep. For Cedric and Lorna, the bedrock of their longevity is the daily, deliberate practice of mutual care. According to an insightful feature by AOL, Cedric explained their emotional rhythm beautifully. You wake up thinking about them and love them, and they wake up thinking about you. Instead of performing as a high-profile, famous couple for the flashing cameras, they channeled their energy into being a real couple to each other, prioritizing respect, love, laughter, and consciously making time to remain the ultimate object of each other's affection. When the spotlights turn off, Cedric leaves the entertainer persona on the stage. At home, he intentionally steps into the quiet role of a humble husband and father, fiercely protecting his family from the toxic Hollywood bubble. The couple consciously chooses to live off the grid, keeping their relationship deeply private and low-key. As Cedric candidly shared with Essence, Lorna's unyielding authenticity is what keeps him grounded. She is a real OG from LA. So her love is sincere and direct. Remaining this grounded, however, required weathering intense personal storms. Early in their marriage, Cedric admitted to stumbling, confessing that he felt like he was still out in these streets, which led to a brief, painful separation. It took a profound wave of personal growth for him to mature and recognize that Lorna was his ultimate, irreplaceable life partner. Beyond their internal hurdles, the relentless demands of a skyrocketing career forced Cedric to constantly battle the pressure of simply providing versus actually being present for his family. A delicate balance he only fully mastered leading up to the COVID-19 pandemic, when he learned to embed himself deeply into the daily fabric of being a husband and father. Through nearly 3 decades of evolution, their romance has never lost its joy. Cedric continually pours out his gratitude for Lorna. "We still have so much fun together. We laugh. She travels with me all the time. This is a beautiful thing, so I'm really happy." Their enduring spark was beautifully highlighted when Cedric gushed on Instagram to celebrate a major milestone, writing, "25 years and we still got it. Love you beyond forever." Ultimately, what keeps them walking hand in hand after nearly 30 years is their commitment to constant communication and checking in with each other, a practice Cedric recently emphasized on The Drew Barrymore Show. Supported by Lorna's sharp intuition, they viewed their family, not their fame, as their greatest, most sacred legacy. By choosing to grow together through every vulnerability, they proved that a Hollywood marriage doesn't have to break under pressure. And within that safe sanctuary they built together, Cedric became more than just a dedicated husband. He became a father deeply devoted to shielding his 3 children from the distorting mirrors of Hollywood wealth, ensuring they grew up with their feet planted firmly. For Cedric, raising Tiara, Croy, and Lucky Rose in an environment of abundance brought a unique set of worries. He feared that growing up comfortable would deprive them of the struggle that builds character. He constantly reminds his children that his stardom is merely his job, not a golden ticket for entitlement. He wants them to truly know who they are and discover their own identities away from the flashing lights. As reported by People, Cedric's approach to fatherhood was profoundly shaped by his own upbringing as the son of a single mother. He fiercely didn't want to become this Rolling Stone dude who was always absent, drifting from one distant movie set to another. To prevent this, he made a calculated, selfless pivot in his career, shifting his focus from feature films to television projects that offered a stable schedule. As Cedric shared, the sacrifice was entirely worth it. "I feel really great that I was able to be a part of my kids' lives and be at home and have a schedule where I can go to work and come home and do that." By treating his family like a sacred corporation that required a rock-solid foundation, Cedric routinely walked away from lucrative long-term film projects just to ensure he could be physically present. His later highly successful television endeavors, such as The Neighborhood, were deliberately chosen because their predictable filming schedules allowed him to be the active, hands-on father his children needed. Because of this supportive environment, each of his children has felt the freedom to confidently carve out their own paths. His eldest daughter, Tiara Soria Kyles, has quietly built her own life away from the immediate glare of Hollywood. His only son, Croy Kyles, has grown into a talented animator and artist, while also beginning to follow in his father's creative footsteps in the entertainment world. Meanwhile, his youngest daughter, Lucky Rose Kyles, has stepped into the digital space by launching a podcast called Get Into It with Journey and Lucky, carving out her own voice to discuss life, business, and relationships. By actively refusing to let fame dilute his role at home, Cedric gave his children the greatest gift a Hollywood parent can provide: the space to grow, the resilience to endure, and the certainty of a present father. But as the years roll on and the industry changes, one cannot help but wonder about the beautiful symmetry of his life. How did a man surrounded by the chaotic whirlwind of show business manage to keep his career thriving for decades without losing his soul along the way? The answer lies within the very walls of his home. For Cedric, an enduring career was never built on chasing every fleeting Hollywood trend. It was anchored entirely upon a stable family foundation. Having that warm, unwavering sanctuary to return to after every grueling tour provided him with a deeper sense of purpose. This profound connection to his household also served as a massive, invisible shield against the scandals that routinely shatter Hollywood legacies. By consciously choosing a low-key lifestyle and prioritizing his wife and children over the superficial Hollywood bubble, Cedric grew from his early mistakes. He began looking at his family not as a restriction, but as his ultimate reason to resist the intoxicating temptations lurking outside the front door. In his youth, success meant making money and seeing his name in glittering lights. Today, as a mature man, his proudest achievement is maintaining a balanced life, passing down real values to his children, and ensuring his presence is felt at the dinner table. As Cedric powerfully shared in that same Man Enough feature, "I take great pride in my kids being my kids because I'm their dad." To him, managing this sacred family corporation brings a permanent, soulful fulfillment that the temporary warmth of a stage spotlight could never replicate. He has successfully traded the fleeting validation of an audience for the lasting devotion of those who know his true heart. So, with the glittering trophies stowed away and the kids carving out their own independence, what does his life actually look like today? At this stage of his journey, the roaring applause of thousands has gently given way to the soft, comforting sounds of a home filled with laughter and shared memories. Now, at 62 years old, Cedric remains a vibrant, multifaceted force in the industry, seamlessly balancing his ongoing stand-up tours, his demanding role as an executive producer, and ventures into exciting new territories, including Broadway. Yet his true focal point sits quietly in Los Angeles, far from the chaotic media circus. Following the emotional series finale of his hit sitcom The Neighborhood in 2026, Cedric has deliberately carved out even more sacred space for his personal life, channeling his energy into his loved ones and philanthropic efforts like the Kyle's Family Foundation, which provides vital scholarships and outreach programs for underprivileged youth. This beautiful, grounded chapter of his life is frequently shared with the world through his official Instagram account, @Cedric the Entertainer. Here, journalism meets genuine human emotion, as his feed serves as a digital scrapbook celebrating his children's milestones and heartfelt anniversaries with his wife. Perhaps his most magical title yet is one that has nothing to do with comedy: the proud role of being a grandfather to his beloved grandchild, Kylo, affectionately known as Grand Cookie. From singing together on a family Christmas album to the everyday banter around the dinner table, Cedric's present life is a testament to the power of simply being present. He has successfully traded the relentless chase for the next big hit for the warmth of unconditional love. His journey leaves behind a powerful lesson for anyone fiercely pursuing careers, money, and ambition at the expense of their loved ones. Cedric's legacy reminds us that true success is not measured by the height of your crown, but by the depth of your roots. As the final curtain falls on this chapter, the roaring laughter of the crowd slowly begins to fade. The bright, blinding spotlights of the theater click off one by one, plunging the grand stage into a quiet, peaceful darkness. Cedric steps out of the backstage door, leaving the entertainer behind in the dressing room. He gets into his car, leaving the chaotic noise of Hollywood in his rearview mirror, and drives toward the horizon. He pulls up to his driveway, where the porch lights are already burning with a soft, familiar glow, and Lorna is inside waiting for him. Because at the end of the day, the world will remember Cedric Antonio Kyles, not just for the millions of smiles he planted on the faces of strangers, but for the way he fiercely protected the people who matter most. And that is the beautiful, enduring truth that the story of Cedric the Entertainer leaves in our hearts today.